Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It is Kuku, and today I'm going to be giving you 7 self-love tips. So let's get right into it. So my first self-love tip is to stop all comparison. We live in a world, I know, that bombards us with images of other people who are hashtag goals. Stop right there. You are your own goals. Please be your own goals. That's so cringy to say, but please do be that. Please focus on you, focus on your end goal, focus on where you want to be. It is very difficult, don't get me wrong, because one thing that I have realised recently, me and my husband talk about it, is that when it comes to comparison, sometimes it's actually a very subconscious thing that we, or is it subconscious? Unconscious thing that we do. Example, you go somewhere where everybody's driving really nice, flashy cars. All of a sudden you find yourself online looking for new cars that are brands that are very similar to the cars that people are driving around you. That's not something that you've consciously done, but it is comparison. There's nothing wrong with your car. All of a sudden you want a new car, you know. Focus, and want a new car is not obviously inherently a bad thing, but you have to ask yourself, why do I want these things? Why do I want a super snatched waist and a big bum? You know, like why do I want that? I mean, for me personally, God did not make me that way, so it's impossible. So for me to be comparing myself against someone that has that, girl, you're wasting your time. You are wasting your time. So stop comparison. You're running your own race, and to be honest, is it even a race? Each of us are running a marathon, and if you do watch the marathon, you'll see that there are people who are elite in the sport and they finish it in a really quick time, whereas there's other people, you know, who it takes them a little bit longer, but they too are also celebrated because it's a big achievement. They've run their own race and they've crossed the finish line. So all you want to do is make sure you cross your finish line. Focus on you. Close your eyes to everybody else. So my second self-love tip is to end all toxic relationships. Toxic relationships suck the life out of you, and life is short. So why waste time spending it around people who you leave their presence and you feel like there's a dark cloud around you? Why spend time with people that you feel you're giving so much to, and when you leave them, you are empty? No, that's literally not what it's about. One thing that I've heard and I do believe in is that good friendships or good relationships, you know, one pours into the other and the other, you pour into each other. Yeah, that's a saying, not the saying, but that's just what I've heard, that in good relationships, where there are two parties, both parties pour into each other. Yes, at different times, but it's a reciprocal thing. If somebody is pulling from you and you're not getting anything in return, take a step back to reflect that, is that a positive relationship or is it a toxic one? Relationships where you find yourself always doing things, you know, that leave you feeling like you've fallen short, or leaving you feeling like you're doing something that you don't want to do, is a toxic relationship. Now, it's difficult to end certain relationships because it might be a family member, this, that, and the other. So my advice in that regard would be to set healthy boundaries. Another thing that I'm an advocate for. Health is wealth, as I have said before. It's your responsibility to set healthy boundaries and to make sure that your well-being is all good. Have frank conversations, not rude, but frank and direct conversations about why you are doing certain things. Set healthy boundaries. It will change your life. So my third self-love tip is to celebrate every success, the small wins and the big wins. Again, life is short, but it has a habit of feeling very, very long. So you have to celebrate every single milestone. If you're on a journey to lose weight, for example, and your goal is 10 kg, don't just celebrate 10 kg, celebrate £1, celebrate £10, and everything in between. This is encouraging It makes you feel like, yes, I'm on the right path, I'm being successful, I can't wait to hit that next goal. Celebrate. Don't celebrate by eating, because obviously in this example it goes against what you're trying to do, but find a way to celebrate, whether that's, I don't know what that would be, I'm not going to advise you, but just find a way to celebrate the big wins and the small wins. So my fourth self-love tip is to make time for yourself. This is so important. This is something that I have been trying to do over the past 4 years. Me and my sister-in-law have spoken about it so many times, and we agree that it is so important for you to do. There's nothing like enjoying your own company. There's nothing like being secure by yourself. Whether you're in a relationship or not, you should feel secure and you should feel at peace spending time by yourself. The other day I went for lunch by myself, and I took a step back and I was like, whoa, I think this is the first time that I've ever gone out to eat in like a proper sit down restaurant, not like fast food, but a proper sit down restaurant, and eat by myself. I felt weird, but when I left, I felt so good. I don't even know what it was about the experience. It was just like, wow, it was so nice to go out and eat what I wanted to eat in this nice place and spend time by myself. You know, I was able to reflect on a few things, even about that situation that I was currently sitting in, and other things that I just don't feel like I make the time to do when I am not being intentional about making time for myself. Is there really a better way to show yourself that you love yourself than by doing things for yourself, by yourself? It doesn't always have to be someone else. You can do nice things for you. And if you love you, then how much easier is it for you to love other people? Simples. So my fifth self-love tip is to invest in yourself. This is something that me and my husband are so passionate about. It is important that you are constantly growing, learning and developing, acquiring new skills and acquiring new knowledge. Not only because it makes you super competitive professionally, but also it makes you a better person. Interpersonal, is it that the word? Interpersonally. For me personally, what I do daily is I make time to edify myself with uplifting content, whether that is to spend 10 minutes reading my Bible, reading a chapter a day, or doing a Bible plan, or even just reading the scripture of the day in the YouVersion Bible app. I do that. Also, I pray every day, so whether that's praying on the train, on my commute, or at home pacing up and down and speaking in tongues for 15 minutes, I make the time to do that. And I know, because I have seen a trend in the past 5 years or so, that when I don't do these things, it affects how I feel daily. It affects my outlook, it affects my countenance, my spirit. You know, edify yourself. You can do that by listening to conscious, uplifting music. You can do that by listening to podcasts. I listen to so many podcasts. Again, I mean, I'm a Christian, so I listen to sermons by all different pastors all over the world. On my YouTube, I follow young females like me who are Christians, who are doing lifestyle vlogs, do you know what I mean, that are in alignment with who I am and who I'm trying to be. So when I watch it, even though it's entertaining, it's also uplifting, because these people have certain characteristics and certain beliefs which naturally overflow into the videos or the content that they're creating. You know, just make the time to invest in yourself. If it's professionally or academically, if you want to go back to uni to do a degree, go back and do that. If you just want to acquire new skills and new knowledge, I mean, there are so many platforms you can do that online with. One being an example is Udemy. You can do thousands of courses on this website, and a lot of them are free. So just make the time to invest in yourself. If there's a new career path that you want to go into, see what tools and what resources are available to you online. Don't just keep sitting back and saying, oh, I really wish that I could do this. Oh, I feel like I've picked the wrong career. Make the effort to, you know, look into these things and acquire skills, acquire knowledge that will empower you to actually pursue that thing. My sixth self-love tip is to be patient with yourself and to learn to forgive yourself. This is very difficult for a lot of people, because especially if you're a driven and motivated person, sometimes failure feels like a roadblock, but it's really not. It's actually an opportunity to grow and to be successful in that particular thing. And when you overcome that thing, it empowers you to be a person of influence, because you now have experience of a roadblock or an issue in a particular area, but you've overcome it. So you can now speak to people with authority to be like, do you know what? I know what you're saying. I know exactly how you feel. I've been there. But this is what I did, and look at where I am now. Learn to forgive yourself. Yeah, we make mistakes, but again, when you do overcome that thing, you're able to reflect and now be a voice in that area. It's so empowering, and also it's so freeing. Not forgiving yourself is like being in bondage. Not being patient with yourself is limiting. It's like having a shackle around your leg. How are you supposed to be encouraged to run forward if you're so discouraged? You know, oftentimes when people are discouraged, it's very hard for them to take advice from anyone, because they're just like, you know what, I'm just so down in this thing. I can't believe this thing has happened to me. I can't believe I put myself in this situation. You know, when you get so down, it's so hard to lift yourself up. Learn to forgive yourself and learn to be patient with yourself. My 7th self-love tip is to not be afraid to ask for help. I know that many people feel that asking for help is a sign of weakness, a sign of failure, but that's really a negative outlook to have anyway, which is just not the best way to live this life. You're a cup half full person or a cup half empty person. Try to be a person that's cup half full. Try and have a positive outlook on everything. Try and be optimistic in a situation. That doesn't mean denying your feelings and denying where you actually are in your life, but it means having a hope for something better, you know, because better days are truly ahead. But in regards to not being afraid to ask for help, asking for help is a very humbling experience, and also asking for help can also be an accelerating experience. If you're stuck on something and you don't know what to do, why would you sit there and suffer in silence when you can go and ask somebody who has been in the situation before and has come to a place of success or triumph? Go and ask them so that you might be able to come out of where you are quicker. My husband and I have done this in several areas of our life, and we're genuinely enjoying the fruits of just humbling ourselves and seeking help. And to be honest, we feel so much freer in ourselves now that we've come out of a particular situation, simply because we've asked for help. When you don't ask for help, you carry around this burden, and it's a burden that is heavy because the weight is not shared, you know. But there's this saying that goes, a problem shared is a problem halved. And it truly is. If you share your problem with someone and they're able to help, do you know what? That person might not even be able to help, but they might know somebody that can help you. So don't be afraid to ask for help. You know, that's one of the greatest things that you can do for yourself to help you move forward and to progress onto what it is that you want to do. So those were my 7 tips for self-love. I hope they were edifying, and I hope they were helpful, and I hope that, you know, you took something away and you go and practice it if you're not practicing it already. I only did 7 tips. Obviously there are so many more. If you have any tips for self-love, please do share them below. This is a journey that I'm currently going on, so I thought it'd be nice to share, you know, some of my tips. But if you have some tips, please do share them below. I'd love to hear them, and I'd also love to try them out. If you like this video, please do go on to share it on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, everywhere. Let's build this channel together, and yeah, go out and be you and love yourself. There's only one you, and if you can't love you, I mean, who can? See you next time.